Welcome to the Seer Show. Join us as we dive into the dynamic world of health, wellness, mindset, and fitness with the unparalleled guidance of lifelong knowledge seekers, Sifu Rafael and Nikki Gangemi. Sifu and Nikki will unlock groundbreaking insights with extraordinary guests from around the globe. You'll get the latest holistic approaches to well-being with a sharp focus on the powerful connection between mind, body, and soul. Get ready to take the leap. It's time to embrace a brighter and healthier future with us at the Seer Show.
5, 4, 0.
Good morning, Nikki. I got to tell you, I was watching the intro, but I was also watching you, and you were smiling throughout it. How are you today?
I am excellent. How are you doing, Sifu?
Exceptional. Every day, I strive to get a tiny little bit better.
Yes, that is the aim, right? Incremental improvement.
No
And
matter how small.
I'll tell you, I was smiling because I was watching our guests' faces as they were watching the intro, and they were smiling. So it's contagious.
Well, you did say we have guests, so let's go ahead and bring them on. We have B-Joy, Dr. B-Joy, and Jeff. Welcome, gentlemen, to the show, the Seer Show. How are you today?
Always fabulous.
Ooh, love it.
Great to be on your show, guys. Looking forward to talking
Love
and
to have you.
sharing.
Love to have you. So today is an exceptional day, as every day is, because we all woke up. Some people didn't have that opportunity. And one of the things that I've been doing during my waking state is reading this incredible book by Dr. B-Joy. Dr. B-Joy, you have been a doctor for quite some time, but it started from very early on. You had some concepts and ideas of why you want to become a doctor. You can share any of that, or just tell us about why you chose to be a doctor.
I come from a background in India where, education is primary, right? So a major event happened in my own life. Me and my mom were involved in a major accident. Many people died in it. And, my mom's legs were all burnt and, she spent a lot of time in the hospital. And I was the only child. I was very young, escaped unhurt, So there was one doctor, they were planning to amputate her legs. But there was one guy said, no, we're going to keep it conservative. And, she survived with both her legs, but she suffered. But if she had the legs cut off at that time, I'm talking early 70s, she would not have survived but a few years. So that defining moment changed our lives, our family. And in life, I became that doctor. In many lives, I was an ICU doctor for many years. I still am boarded in intensive care unit. And so all the decisions go through me. And I said, one more time, I'm going to look in this person's life. Maybe I can change it. So I had that passion and I became that doctor. And I met the doctor who made that decision on my mom. He lives in New Jersey, actually. So it was a fantastic meeting. So that was my passion. That was my commitment. I know how it is to feel when somebody is disabled. I personally have asthma, so I know how it is to, not to breathe. I also struggled with insomnia in med school, and as a business owner, I overcame all that. So I said, let's share this. That's my passion that drives me every day. If I can make people sleep better, they heal, the world will be a much happier place. And I wake up with that mission every day, all day, and I'm on this road all over the world.
Love it. I think that we can actually probably talk about sleeping for hours.
Yes.
And I think we may have to do that at a different time. But so today, thank you for sharing that. And I know that the reason that you survived is because your mom held you
Correct.
in her arms. So she sacrificed herself to
Mhm.
save you. And that is such a beautiful thing that a parent can do for a child. So, beautiful mom, I'm sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, what a beautiful story. I love that. And your passion shines through. It's amazing to watch.
And Jeff used to be my neighbor, kind of.
Well, won't you be my neighbor? We're always together.
Yes. But you know what? Here's the cool thing. If we think about it, technology has allowed us to still be close. Right? So we're all being able to see each other's faces, our smiles. And when we think about mastering business, health, and even communication, we can do that with even nowadays. We can actually see a doctor without being in front of them because of technology. It's incredible.
It is. It's amazing.
So, Jeff, tell us a little bit about what you're doing and how things have changed for you.
Well, you can see by my name is called Conceive, Believe, Achieve. This is the 6th business I've started. I'm a serial entrepreneur from a teenage ice cream man, and you're dingling then, some things never change. But I was originally in New York, went 3,000 miles to go to law school in San Diego, where I started a business. And in 1998, a client of mine, 1998, said, Jeff, you ever hear of this thing called e-commerce? So started a business, sold that 3 years later, moved to New York, opened up another law firm, did that for a while. And from 2013 to 2015, I was the chancellor of the oldest and largest law fraternity in the world. A few 100,000 people, past presidents of the United States, U.S. Supreme Court justices, and I led that organization into their second century. It turned 100 years during my leadership. And at that time, after practicing law for about 30 years, I decided to open up this business, Conceive, Believe, Achieve, which assists businesses with their operational challenges. Look, Sifu, Nikki, Doctor, I've worked with about 300 different businesses, product, service, public, private, large, small, and whether you're a butcher, baker, or candlestick maker, there are principles of operations are the same. And we don't know, we don't know. So each of us on this call has a certain high impact, high income. And you got to find others who play in what you work at. A lot of people love the passion that they have, but they're frustrated with the business of business. And that's my sandbox. So I've been working with businesses and executives, helping them to conceive, believe, achieve.
I love it. It's the ABCs backwards, kind of, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. I just realized that now. I love it.
I try to pay attention, Nikki.
You do, Sifu.
When we consider all things, everything comes back to what you even said, and the business you're doing is conceive, believe, and achieve, because each one plays. Without the others, they really don't work as well, correct?
As long as we have a passion, we have to focus on the passion. Look, in school, we all went to grade school and some college, and we had our GPAs, which was a grade point average. But in business, you got to be focused on your GPAs, which are your goals, your projects, and your actions. So the greater specificity that you have, and if you can focus on each of those action steps to complete your projects, to complete your goals. And it's just understanding and keeping people accountable for what they want. Because unless people know what they want, they're never going to get it. Each of us has a certain thoroughfare, and we're all parts of the country. And if you're driving on that thoroughfare and you don't know what exit you're getting off at, you're never going to get there.
Mm.
So even in business and then in life, you have to know where you want to go, and then bring people part of your team to assist you in that task, in that goal. And when you focus, and thank God people have challenges, because they don't have challenges, I'm out of business. So I'm inspired by the inspiration in others.
Mm.
And that's what I choose to do.
I love it. I love it. So every one of us has gotten here because of our actions. Without the actions, without our beliefs, without our drive, Dr. Bijoy, you had a drive because someone saved your mom's legs.
Correct.
It was one of many who said, there's a different way. We don't have to do it the old traditional way where people give up. So, accountability, we have to be accountable for our own actions. We can't rely on other people to account for what we should do. What are your thoughts?
Exactly. The status quo doesn't work. It's just madness trying the same thing. So, especially when you're dealing with human emotions and especially in the medical field, maybe we didn't try this. Only when you try you can succeed. Without trying, you give up. So, I've never been one not to give up. If you give up, we would have lost many lives. And so I know this sleep is kind of poorly understood. People, because it doesn't hurt, like a toothache, everybody puts it off. But knowing the power of sleep, you can unleash it and you can be better. Actually, by sleeping better and longer, you can perform a lot better than compromising on your sleep and then being tired and grumpy and underperforming the whole day. So that's the message. The challenge that I'm facing is like sleep problems. Does not have a definite instant problem right away, like tumor that grows or toothache that hurts or chest pain. But sleep problems build up over the years. So the key will be educating people. That's the road that I am on.
Mm. What an incredible concept that when we can think, and this is a great book. It's well written. It's not just boring. It's not textbook style, and I love reading it. And when we think about sleep, and you said it, it's not just we don't think about it because, and you talk in your book about the different stages of sleep,
Mhm.
and also during the day the points where we have our sweet spots, right, where we have more energy, where we have that down. But a lot of people are suffering with sleep deprivation or lack of sleep or sleep apnea. Why is it that people don't admit to it sometimes and they still continue doing it? Sometimes, listen, I was waiting at a light and I saw a young man come, and thank God I was not near where he fell asleep at the wheel and hit three cars
Mhm.
that were next to me. He didn't do too much damage, but he was in shock. And it's because he denied himself the sleep, yet he still felt like he could get behind the wheel. Is sleep deprived or sleep apnea, could that also affect us the way alcohol does? And I know alcohol affects your sleep as well. Love to hear about that.
So sleep deprivation is the common problem. Most of us are sleep deprived because today in society we have created new hobbies, especially being on our phone. We need that extra 2 3 hours, and where do you get that? You get it from compromising on your sleep. So we are compromised sleep. Adults require 7 to 8 hours, but most people are sleeping only 6. But with time it adds up. Just imagine if you compromise 1 hour of sleep a night within a week, it's like not sleeping one whole night. So there you have. So everybody's walking with a sleep debt, but there's also a lot of misinformation in this society, meaning there are few people are short sleepers, like Elon Musk doesn't sleep much. So the media and misinformation gets spun around saying you don't need much sleep. but that's very few people. They won the genetic lottery. Most of us need a lot of sleep, so that's how the misinformation, why are you're lazy, you need to work hard, a lot of people speak about it, but that's the, we have the challenge of misinformation. And also, you touched on a point, Sifu, about timings. We are most awake at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., and we are most tired at 2 p.m. and 2 a.m. Only one third of motor vehicles are on the road, but two-thirds at night. Two-thirds of all accidents happen at night because we are sleepy. And even my team, I'm also analyzing football. Our team always plays the noon game, and then I call it the third quarter slump. If you all are football fans, I know why the Lions lost at the NFC Championship. Is because they were sleepy. It was a night game, and by 10 o'clock they were sleepy. They never showed up in the second half, while the Niners were becoming more awake around peak time. They were at 7 p.m. So that's why we call it prime time. So by doing things, we never go to a meeting at 2:30 in the afternoon because we are sleepy. The world stops. So don't do anything that is really important 2:30 in the morning or 2:30 in the afternoon, right? So I mean, able to put it all there. There's so much information. If you time it, we can be better, by just understanding and prioritizing sleep. You are this incredible machine which needs rest. We learn in our sleep. We dream in our sleep. The title of my book came after a great night of sleep. Last night I slept 8 hours. I'm ready to go. I'm just had my workout. I'm at this conference and I've many patients. So this is the power of sleep. Is the superpower, but we don't unleash it because we don't know the importance of sleep. And but then it is too late by the time you get help. So I want to be on the forefront of making the importance of sleep. I'm trying to work with companies. I'm on various social media and also on the TV to make people understand the superpower of sleep.
Thank you so much for that. Great information. And Nikki, I'd like to bust your chops a little bit, because not really bust your chops, but also go with you go into something that I believe is extremely important, and it's the calm, right? You go into that. You call it the calm method, right? And
Yes.
how important is that to being productive as well?
It's very important. The calm method really just helps you to become conscious of how you're feeling. So we were just talking about sleep. So even to be able to recognize maybe I'm not performing at my best, and instead of beating myself up about it, what else could this be? Oh, I only got 6 hours of sleep last night. So I recognize that I'm tired, and it's giving yourself the space and grace. And then even turning around that self-talk. I have done some hypnotherapy sessions for clients who have a hard time sleeping, and it's so much a part of their language. They'll say, I'm a bad sleeper. I have a hard time. I've had a hard time my whole life sleeping. And I'm like, oh, your whole life? How about when you were an infant? Have you talked to your parents and found out about your sleeping habits then? So a lot of it is also the language too. And the calm method helps you become conscious of the language you use, and then turn around and reframe how you communicate with yourself.
Love it. Before I want to talk to Jeff about everything we've been talking about. I want to share with you guys something that I believe will help everybody in the way we do everything, and that's communication. Take a look.
In a world where words shape destinies and connections forge futures, this November 22nd to the 24th, Speaking Prowess brings you the ultimate hands-on workshop. We have a lineup of some of the most influential communication experts in the industry. These are the voices that will guide you on a journey to enhance your ability to connect, influence, and succeed. Sifu Rafael, master instructor and founder of Speaking Prowess, blends communication and leadership to help you reach your full potential. Dr. Oliver T. Reed, the international multi-best-selling author and motivational speaker, known as the Writing Coach, will help you craft your messages with precision. Jose Escobar, a nationally recognized speaker and leader, will guide you in mastering personal development and leadership skills. This is more than just an event. It's a game-changing, skill-building experience. Walk away with communication prowess that transforms your personal and professional life. Speaking Prowess, where communication becomes your superpower. Reserve your seat now.
So, Jeff, my question to you is, how important is it for someone to be fully alert when they're focusing on their business? And like Dr. Bijoy said, at certain times, you shouldn't operate heavy machinery, or you shouldn't do certain things, certain business aspects that maybe you should put off between maybe 2:30 and 3:30, and how it is important to have that enough sleep. Have you been in meetings where you're talking to somebody, or you're doing a presentation and people like, they're starting to nod, and you're like, wait a minute, am I not uh, delivering enough? Do we have to make sounds? Do we have to somehow maybe give them coffee? And I know Dr. BJ is going to talk about that as well. A lot of people are spending a lot of money on stimulants to get more productive, but I think they're hurting themselves, and Dr. Bijoy can also help with that. And a lot of people usually always want to know, Sifu, what are you on? Because you have all this energy. I'm always on the go. And Nikki can tell you I love to dance. I'm always moving, always. For me, I think my superpower is movement. So, Jeff, I'd love to get your insights, my friend.
Absolutely. First of all, Doctor, thank you for tremendous knowledge and information. It's not only the three of us on this call, plus you, all the listeners, I'm sure, have tremendous benefit from your wisdom. So thank you for sharing that with us. Sifu Rafael, earlier I talked about the GPA and the similarity that we had in school. Now, when we were in school, we always wanted to get an A. An A plus is good. What I teach is the A plus plus. The first A, and goes along with what you're saying, is awareness. You have to be aware of what's happening. And once you have the awareness, you take the action. And once you have the awareness, the action, you got to keep yourself accountable. So what is the thing that keeps people going? It is that passion. You got to do what you enjoy doing. And if you don't enjoy doing it, don't do it. You find others who play what you work at. A lot of people have a to-do list. I'm sure everyone on this call and everyone listening has a to-do list. But the question is, do you have a to delegate list? So the more that you're focused on what your passion is, the more that you're focused on what you want to do, it's inspiring. As I say, you're either inspired or you're expired. So if you have that focus, you have that great specificity, the more specific you are in the actions you take, you won't have the issue of being sleepy or tired, because you're motivated. And isn't that what it's all about? We have a choice every day. There's going to be crap that's thrown at us. How you deal with that? You want to make it a good day, it will. You want to make it a bad day, it will. So it's awareness, and the passion is what you have to focus on in business, and therefore in life.
Love it, love it. So I talked about people taking stimulants. Let's talk about that. Raise your hand if you take stimulants now.
If that includes coffee, I drink I drink coffee.
I drink coffee, yeah.
And I could go right to sleep with it.
I'm Colombian. It's if when I go to give blood, they're like, "What is this coffee stuff that's coming out?" I'm just kidding. when you consider,
everyone here must be on their own personal stimulants. Look at the smiles that we're seeing here. This is exciting. This is inspiring. And that's what we want to do. We want to be inspired.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, the moment we are waking up, there's the chemical that builds up to put us to sleep. That's called adenosine. Caffeine actually blocks the adenosine, right? So there's also this influence from the environment right around after midday, the sun goes down, and the chemical that puts us to sleep builds up. That's why 2:30 is vulnerable, right? So there's this overlap. It's called the circadian rhythm. So that's why all over the world people stop for tea time, siesta, riposo, and many names. We slow down, so if you take coffee has got many benefits. I drink a cup of coffee every day. But if you're drinking coffee as a stimulant, then you have a sleep debt or a sleep problem, right? Enjoy coffee, but not to keep yourself awake. People do take a lot of things. So instead of focusing on something, people are taking a stimulant, and then the heart rate is high, and that stimulant lasts longer, and you can't sleep at night. And then people ask something to go to sleep. Usually, the choice will be alcohol, and alcohol wakes you up. So most people are in this vicious cycle. Instead of addressing the core, they're reacting and then creating more problems. So but by solving the problem just by sleeping an extra 1 hour and knowing, hey, I'm sleepy at 2 because it's my circadian rhythm. That's when I moved my coffee from the morning to the afternoon for that very reason. So just timing and moving things around and focusing, we can do that. Stimulants, no good, because
Mm,
the body gets used to it, and then it wants more stimulants. And then you have to have different kind of stimulants. So you go on this path, you can't do it.
mm. I knew somebody that would not drink anything but coffee and not even regular water. And meanwhile, they would say, well, coffee's made with water. I'm like, no, I get that, but you're not drinking the pure water, so you're actually dehydrating. Correct or incorrect?
So, our body, it does a lot of things at night. So that's why even when you wake up, your body is so concentrated that the urine that you pass is so concentrated. I consider myself as a flower that is shrunk. And then in the morning, you're supposed to drink water. So that's what I drink tons of water in the morning. I'm refreshing my body to rejuvenate it like a flower that opens up. All right. So water is absolutely the key. And that's why people are fascinated to the beaches and bodies of water, because we are 70% water. We have this natural inclination towards the water. So it's within us, it's outside us, and you have to keep us hydrated, because even with weight loss, your body confuses hunger and thirst. You are actually thirsty, not hungry, and you start eating more. So all parts, you have to hydration
Mm.
is the key.
Yeah, yeah. When you, we all consider sleep, and you said something about sleep dreaming, right? I've spoken to so many people, and a lot of people have told me they don't dream. And I'm like, how do you not dream? I dream every night. Do you know why I dream? Because I ask for my dreams. Before I go to sleep, I ask for my solutions, because I know that a lot of my challenges or ideas need fermentation. And I call it fermentation because they're going to ferment while I'm sleeping, because that brain of mine is working. My brain, and you can attest to this, our brains never shut off. If they do, sayonara, right?
Nora.
Well, Sifu and Jeff, when you have a problem in our life, what do we tell ourselves? Let's sleep on it,
Sleep on
right?
it. Yeah.
Nobody says let's exercise on it or work out on it. So, it is healing. So most people don't go into dreams because they're not going into deeper sleep. The deeper we go into sleep, the worse the sleep problems gets. So your body is like, hey, I'm not even going to get you there, because you're not. You went on poor sleep, poor quality sleep. You're not, doing well. So if you don't dream, more likely you have a sleep disorder.
Mm.
Interesting.
Oh, I dream every night.
Thankfully, I dream every night. Sometimes
Right.
the dreams are not good.
You got to ask for the right dreams.
That's right. Well, I'm going to do that now, Sifu. Now that you mentioned it, I love that you set the intention before you go to bed to have a dream that helps you to arrive at a solution.
Well, here's what I do before I go to sleep. I go through prayer, and I go through my gratitude, the things that I'm grateful for that have happened in the day or in my entire life. One of my brothers just had emergency major surgery, and he, he's so beautiful. His wife took some gruesome looking pictures of his surgery, but then she took a picture of him, and he's smiling, and you couldn't, if you didn't see where he was cut, you would go, wow, this guy's just super happy. Meanwhile, he just came out of a major emergency surgery. But it's the attitude we go to sleep with. It's the attitude that we go into anything that really defines how we come out on the other side. How do you wake up in the morning? Have you ever woken up mad? And it's the reason is because maybe you had a dream or you went to sleep mad and then you wake up mad. It's not conducive to being productive. So I end my night with gratitude, and then I ask for that solace, that unification of my beliefs to come together and give me answers that I may be inside of me, but I haven't found them yet.
I love that. I'm going to do that tonight. You've inspired me to ask for answers before I go to sleep.
That's it.
We're talking about the concept of sleep, and sleep, you relax when you sleep, and I'm fascinated, I'm intrigued. Nikki, your business is hypnotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
And when people retain you and work with you, they go through a deep state of relaxation. How is that related to what the doctor's been talking about?
Oh, that's a great question, Jeff. When we are relaxed and we're most receptive and open, and that conscious mind, that's like the gatekeeper, is kind of like out to lunch. So it's not there to reject much of what we say. So as long as the suggestions are aligned with your core values and your beliefs, then you're more likely to accept them. So that's how the hypnotherapy works. And I love using it for personal growth, helping somebody to have more of a self-belief and agency and confidence and motivation. That's my favorite way of using hypnotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
Which goes to show that we all have that. And want to conceive, you want to believe it, it's going to happen. And the word believe is even behind you. So that's so important. As Sifu Rafael says, before sleep, he believes he's going to get something in sleep. So it's really a mindset, it's really a focus. And the more focused we are, the more we'll be successful, and we more will be inspired, not expired.
That's right. That's right. I have set the intention of that I will wake up 1 minute before my alarm. That way I wake up on my own. And when I do that, I wake up a minute or two before my alarm. It's wild. It's amazing how powerful our minds are.
When you consider sleep, when you consider the awake state, we actually are active 24 hours, 7 days a week, whether we like it or not. Now, would you rather be sleepwalking or taking advantage of your sleep and then taking advantage of your wake state? So for me, I love life, right? And I think you guys also. And when we can inspire others to see how beautiful they are, like Nikki does, like Dr. Bijoy does, like Jeff does, when we can do that for another person, it's beautiful. So I know Dr. Bijoy has a hard stop in about a minute. So Dr. Bijoy, and I respect you and thank you for being here. And my friend, I need you on my other shows too. This is a deeper conversation. So tell us before you go some of the important things that we should consider in our lives.
So, I mean, sleep is a superpower. It's been underrated, but the good news is people are talking about it. The elite ones, the elite athletes, the elite people all know the power of sleep, right? Everybody prioritizes, but the general, the common, person is not aware because we need to bring it to them. So the one tip I tell people, how do I sleep better? So I tell everybody, worry outside the bed. Take a dedicated worrying time, because most people say I cannot rest. So I tell everybody, take your worry time between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. and be done. And if you don't resolve, write it down. Don't bring it to your bedroom. And this is one piece of advice, because most people have heard about a lot of things. So dedicated worrying time. Don't worry in your bed. And bed is only for sex and sleeping, in that order, not for snoring or worrying, right? And prioritize sleep between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. And that's my message. One point.
Love it. Thank you so much. Great advice. And also, don't watch TV in bed, right?
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
look at your phone in bed.
Correct.
I like the two ideas you gave us about bed. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
Sex and sleeping.
See you all later. But
All
don't
right.
change the
Thank you.
order, then you'll be in trouble. All right. See you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care. Enjoyed seeing you
All right.
all.
You
Thank you.
Bye,
Great
Jeff. Bye, Nikki. Bye. See you too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's incredible. You can just log off anytime you want. I think we're going to talk about you when you go.
See you all later.
All right.
It's interesting. I want to pull out some. Doctor said the worry time. Put your worry time between 6 and 8. Worry has no productive purpose. There is no need for worry. If something's going on in your brain, you're concerned, use something called a brain dump. Just take it out, put it on a piece of paper, and you can actually see your thoughts. What has worry ever been successful in? Nothing. So don't worry. Be happy, as somebody once said.
That's right.
I love that you said that, Jeff, because if you look at what I have here, it's a remarkable too. And I use this in the morning and at night. Night is to write what's going on, what I need to do tomorrow. So I plan my days. But in the morning, the reason I pull it out is to write. I read the Bible. I read a book every morning. I write down what I'm going to attack first, and because I've already written it the night before. But then I go, my night told me, my night vision, if you will, told me I need to change things. So I listen to my dreams because, Nikki, I told you, I ask for advice. Right? And one of the things that we lack, and we think we know it all, yet we don't. This is why I love coaching. I love coaches. I love mentors. I love you guys because you're helping people where they don't see certain things. And that's why business is about helping others. Good business, I'm talking about, not the people who are robbing people left and right. And they'll pay their price in the long run, right? But when we consider asking for guidance, that's the most important thing. It does not matter your level, doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, you still need guidance. And once again, doesn't matter the amount of money, your celebrity status, you still need sleep.
Interesting. You're talking about guidance, and we're talking about sleep. And the doctor said about 2:30 is supposed to be the time that people are not as productive. But I'm going to ask you, and also have your listeners think about this. When have you ever been at work and you're in the zone? When you're in the zone, time just doesn't matter. So think of that for a moment. What are the circumstances? What are the environments that you are when you're in the zone? There's a client that I'm working with, and she's made tremendous success. I mean, to a point where it's a woman-owned business. She has her business for 3 years. She's had a certain gross revenue. We started working together this year, and here it is, a third quarter. She's already doubled what she had done in the 3 years, and by the end of this year, she'll on track for 300%. So I ask her, what's in the zone? Well, I have my music in the background, I have my candle, I have my tea right here. And the more you can control your environments, the more you can be awareness, action, accountability, the more you can be aware of when you are the most productive, what is inspiring to you and create that. So
Mhm.
timing, well, look, I don't have a medical degree. The doctor said 2:30 is the entire time, but each of us, when we're in the zone, we're focused. And the more focus, the more passion, the inspiration you have. So create those experiences, create those environments as often as you can, and you
Yeah.
just success is going to come.
One of the things that I'm going to give credit to Brandon Burchard is he talks about the 50-minute work hour. When you go to a psychologist or a therapist, I don't, but I know people who do, and they charge you for an hour, but they only help you for 50 minutes
That's right.
because they need to recharge for the next patient, because they need to brain dump, as you talked about, Jeff. They need to go, oh my God, this guy has all these problems. This girl has all these problems. If they start mixing them up, it becomes a problem for their practice. So what they have to do is, Rafael just left, that guy's nuts. Let me dump everything he just told me out so I can help Nikki. Nikki leaves and she's crazy too. I'm going to dump everything she says. I got Jeff next. I'm going to help Jeff and I'm fresh for Jeff. And then, oh my God, he left and he's totally crazy too. And then I have Dr. Bijo. He's coming in. And wait a minute, he's a little late. I think he fell asleep. No, I'm just kidding. But think about, and I love the fact that, yes, we are busy, but we need that time to do the little brain dump, to go get a drink, to go for a walk, to move our bodies. I had a client last night say to me, oh my God, I've gotten fat. He goes, I am so fat. I said, that's in your mind. He goes, what do you mean? I said, there's people fatter than you. He goes, really? He goes, I am the fattest. I said, no, there's people bigger than you. And I said, what happens is that you're not giving yourself the time, because he works out 3 hours a day, every day. And I said, what happens is you work out at the wrong time. This guy has sleep problems all over the place. I need to have Dr. Bijoy talk to him. He will go work out at 10 at night till 1 or 2 in the morning, then go home, and then he'll be up. But then he's got clients. He's never made a meeting at 9 a.m. Usually it's 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock. And the guy is the number one. Here's the crazy thing. He's the number one sales person for the whole division throughout the US. This guy's mega rich, but he has all these difficulty because he has gained weight, because he's eating badly. He's not taking care of himself. And because he thinks that, oh, I have to rush to get these clients. And I said, how long did it take you with that client? Oh, 35 minutes. I said, so what'd you do in between? Oh, I went and got some food. Okay, what kind of food? Oh, this kind of nonsense. I said, okay, what if you researched your clients, and if you have to go eat, find a place that's going to serve you proper food, not fast food. So you eat it in your car, you're driving, and you have one hand on the wheel, and the other one, you're trying to drink something or eat something. It's not healthy. He goes, oh, I never thought of it that way. I said, and you're working out all this time. You're not working out 3 hours straight. I said, you're like most people I see in the gym. They work out, then they look at their phone for 10 minutes, and then they lift something, they pick things up, put them down, pick things up, put them down. It's like
A lot of
commercial, right?
socializing goes on in the gym.
And when I go to the gym, I own a gym, but I like going outside, and I go to a different gym. I'm in and out, and I pick this up, 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 I pick this up. I'm done. I go. I'm not idling at the gym. I have my function. I have my time. I'm out.
I'm the same way. I've actually gotten a little annoyed when I go to the gym. I'm there to work out, and then people want to socialize. And it's like, I don't want to stand there for an hour and talk. I want to do my workout, and I want to leave.
It's focus on your environments and living a life by design. You've designed what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. And you got to stay in that design, in that focus. Look, if other people want to socialize, that's their deal. You're there for a purpose. Or
Right.
when you're right now, we're all here for a purpose to inspire others and to enjoy each other's company. So the more purposeful, and focused you can be, the more you're going to enjoy your life and live that life by design, not a life by default.
Yeah, I take these to the gym with me. Pop, they pop in.
Yeah.
I look at nobody.
That's smart.
And that's perfectly fine. You know, it's, you know, people listen to the music, they talk. I'm in the gym, I'm focused. I'm in my mind, in my brain, focused in, it's my time. And, so you're giving the exercise for your body and also the exercise for your mind. But that may not be good for other people, but that's what works for me. And we're focused and we do it.
Right. Everybody's different. You know, if I say, well, this is not my words, but know thyself, know what works for you, know what motivates you, and then prioritize that and honor it.
It's funny. You said those are not your words, but they came out of your mouth.
They did. Well, I mean, I didn't make them up. Know thyself has been around for a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, when you use someone else's ideas or concepts, I call that R&D, research and development. Right? Think of it that way. You're not stealing anything. You can give them credit if you know who it is, right? So, for example, Jeff just spoke about a woman who's increased her business way more than she did in the past 3 years. And she may use his ideas and concepts, but it is her who's doing it, not him. Right? She's the one that has to do the work. If he does the work for her, he might as well just get rid of her. He doesn't need her.
And it's so wonderful when I hear stories like that and I tell her, look, it's all you. I'm just giving you the tools. You're doing the awareness, the action, the accountability, you're doing the very specific things. You're staying in the zone. You realize what's important. You realize what you can control. The only thing you can control is what you do. You cannot control others. So if you keep that focus, and that's just one example, obviously over 30, 40 plus years of business, there are a lot of examples, but I'm just so proud of her. I'm proud of her that she makes that commitment and she actually sees the return on her investment and the joy. And environment, I talked about a financial environment, but we all have 9 different environments: financial, network, nature, health, spiritual, all these other things. And the more you can design your environments and live your life by design, environment's a lot stronger than willpower. Sifu Rafael, you're talking about that gentleman who's fat. Now, if he had all this chocolate in the house, that's in his environment. So he has control his willpower. If the chocolate, whatever, is not in his house, it's not part of his environment. So the more you can create what you want, conceive, believe, achieve, think of what you want, you can get it.
You can. And guess what? I have to wrap it up because guess what? I have a show in about 12 minutes. Jeff, thank you so much. And Jeff, I do have 6 shows coming. My other one's my friend. And Nikki, by the way, Nikki is just a superpower because she's going to help me out on another show this Friday. She's stepping in for our good friend, Dr. Andrea, who's having double surgery at the same time with 2 different doctors. Incredible woman. The smile on her face is beautiful.
Yeah. She maintains a smile through it all. It's inspiring.
She reminds me of my brother. The guy just got a surgery. He's got a smile, getting his picture taken. Incredible. Thank you, Jeff, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the show. And do me a favor. Follow us. Like us. Share what we got. All right, everybody. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you, Jeff.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.